Hi guys, welcome to Investing with GYK, and today is the last tidbits about Guangshen Railroad. This is the fourth video I made about this stock. Well, you guys just have to bear with me. Ha ha ha. So, valuation. Historically, this thing has been cheaper in terms of PE, but the main reason isn't that the price is high. It's you can see the orange line is the market cap. They've not had a dilution since like 2004 or something, I think. So yeah, so that's that. And then the reason that the PE is going higher is that they're at the moment losing earning power, and I don't think that's a long-term trend because the nature of the business. And in terms of PB, it's been the lowest. Well, not exactly like the lowest, but pretty much on the low. It's been only cheaper in part of 2012 and when it just went IPO in terms of PB. And most notably, it's more expensive at the bottom of 2009. And then in terms of PS, it's been as cheap as it has ever been. One of the reasons is that the gross margin and the net margin has been lowest it has ever been. But I don't think that's sustainable as well because the government has the incentive to keep the private capital interested. Otherwise, who's going to buy their humongous shares in the state-owned enterprises, which they are trying to get rid of at the moment? In terms of dividend yield, it's basically at the middle. It's been higher, it's been lower, but it's somewhat in the middle. Okay, so that's valuation. And the other one is someone mentioned that the high-speed rail takes 35 minutes for to go to Shenzhen, but this thing takes like 1 hour and 35 minutes. So I would like to address that. So first of all, if you look at this map, which is not loading. Oh, come on. Gah. Okay. Gray square, go away. Anyways, you can see that the high-speed rail takes the southern route, which is where's Foshan? Foshan. Yeah, Foshan is there. Anyway, it's closer to Foshan, and then the station in Guangzhou is here instead of here. And then even from this map, you can see this is the center of the city, not here, right? And then these, just judging by the density of the roads, these little pale orangey thingies, it's not super densely populated. Granted, it's more densely populated than here, but it's not super densely populated. Whereas this line, when you look at actually Dongguan is quite densely populated. It's not exactly in the middle of it. So Dongguan is fairly densely populated, and then you have this part which isn't super densely populated. But the station in Shenzhen is also different, right? So if you think the main population center being here, and then here, and you can see that this is all very dense, you'll be able to tell that the old railroad actually passes through the population centers. The high-speed rail doesn't really. So let's just see how long it takes to go from the center of Guangzhou to Guangzhou South. So I took up Baidu, and essentially this is from Guangzhou to Guangzhou South, and it takes 38 minutes, so 40 minutes. And this is at midnight. I don't know if, and also and it costs, if you take a taxi, it's 76 yuan, which is the same cost of the train ticket to go to Shenzhen. And if you look at Guangzhou to Guangzhou Station, well, that's basically the same place. Even Guangzhou East is much closer. This is probably just, we can see Guangzhou East. And that let's just see here. 8 kilometers, 15 minutes, even from the east. But again, you can see that this whole area here is going to go to the Guangzhou East instead of all the way down to I think somewhere here where you get the Guangzhou South. Where's Guangzhou South? Let's just make sure. Okay, so that's between these. Yeah, somewhere around here. Yeah, here. This is the other station, and you can see how far it is. So if you live in Guangzhou and then you're trying to go to Shenzhen, this is the train you're going to take, rather than take 40 minutes to go to this station and then travel. And same thing goes with goes on the Shenzhen side. So the high-speed rail stops in Shenzhen North. It does not stop in the middle of Shenzhen. And now it takes from central Shenzhen about 12 kilometers to go to Shenzhen North. At the moment, it's 20 minutes, but this is midnight. So if you are ever in a hurry, like in a rush hour or something, then you really don't want to go all the way there. Whereas if you just go to Shenzhen Station, which used to be called the Luohu Station because it was in the Luohu district, it's 14 minutes, 9 kilometers, but it's all within the population center. And it's actually right next to Hong Kong. And the other nice thing is that once you get off here, this is the this is where you can cross to Hong Kong, and here you can cross to Hong Kong as well. So yeah, this whole thing, I think this whole thing is Hong Kong. This is the edge. This is the boundary. So that is why in the previous videos I said that the high-speed rail really wouldn't affect too much the traffic between Guangzhou and Shenzhen. They're going to take those anyways. Now, for the long distance trains, that's going to be a different story. And if you check their annual reports, the long distance passenger count is declining slowly, and it makes sense because it takes you 40 minutes to go to Guangzhou South, but then it's like hours faster. In this case, it's only 1 hour faster, and it takes 40 minutes and lots of money to go to the station, which kind of defeats the point. And the other thing is, for anyone that lives in Dongguan, which is actually again a very important industrial city, also prostitution. It used to be famous for prostitution. I don't know how robust that industry is now, but anyways, So anyone going there or coming from there is going to take the old 160 kilometer per hour train instead of the high-speed rail, because it's not, you can't get there fast enough. But if you want to go to anywhere like, let's look at this map. So if you want to go anywhere further, for example, to Hengyang or Zhuzhou, or even Changsha. Where is Changsha in this? Yeah, or even to Changsha. Yeah, you could take the green line, which is partly owned, like all the way up to somewhere here. This is Pingshi. From here to here is owned by GSH, but you probably don't want to, because that only goes at half the speed of the high-speed rail. So you really will go to the Guangzhou South and take the high-speed rail to Changsha, for example. And anywhere further, you probably don't want to go by train. So Changsha is probably as far as you want to be, and then Guiyang is the other side that you probably as far as you want to be. So that's like the circle, the radius for reasonable train travel. Anywhere further, you probably take a plane. So yeah, so that will get impacted, and it indeed is getting impacted. But that impact has been known for pretty long. It's been there for since 2004 or something like that. Actually, no, not 2004. 2011 or 14. I think it's 2014. But you can check the annual reports. You can see the long distance passenger count going down, but the intercity hasn't gone down. In fact, they added 2 trains, or they bought 6 new trains, and since they bought 6 new trains and added service, the passenger count went from 350-ish thousand to 400,000 in 2018. So what that tells you is this is actually probably capacity constrained rather than demand constraint. And yeah, so that's it, and that's the last video I will make for a while on this stock. I will look into something else. See you guys next time.